And we are underway with our Thursday edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here at Quaker Steak and Lube in State College as we get ready for Penn State and Michigan State this weekend in East Lansing. And here in Happy Valley, big opportunity for the Penn State hockey team as second-ranked Michigan comes in. Penn State, not quite going the way the Nittany Lions were hoping last weekend at top-ranked Michigan State. Very good game Friday night, not so much Saturday. And now the Nittany Lions with a big opportunity here against the second-ranked Wolverines this weekend. Of course, Penn State Wrestling will open up its dual campaign at the Bryce Jordan Center tomorrow night against Oklahoma. And we'll talk about all of that along with the Cy Young Award winner.
Well, who won?
From one Pittsburgh Pirates baseball organization.
I didn't know they even had a team. That's amazing.
It is truly amazing. And we'll cover all of that as we roll through our Thursday edition.
All right. There we go. I'm sorry. Jump in. But we talk about in hockey going out and getting at least a point. And they did get the point last week, right?
Got a point.
Yep. At a point where they lost in overtime to Sparty, but they got a point getting to overtime. So that's the old adage in the Big Ten hockey. I think that Guy had said if you can get a point on the road and you want both points, you want all the points when you're at home. So if you can do that, you'll be all right. So big one for the hockey team because it's like, okay, was last week a fluke? Was Michigan State that good? But they're number one, and now they got the number two coming in here.
Yep.
It's like a new theme around here at Penn State, playing the 1 and 2 teams back to back.
How about it?
Football and hockey within the straight 2 weeks. So, we missed the show Tuesday, Ironhead.
I did.
Yeah, amazing show.
How'd it go? You guys somehow got through it without me?
Talking about all that offense from that Monday night game between the Eagles and the Packers. I'm just offensive juggernaut out there.
That it was quite an offensive display.
No, but it was it is what it is. We talked a little bit about your Stellars. Are they real? Are they fake? What's going on here? I mean, it's like
I think they are
Dr.
what they
Jekyll,
are.
Mr. Freaking Hyde, man.
Yeah,
I said for the first time, I told Chris the other day, I said for the first time, Aaron Rodgers looks 41 years old.
Yeah, listen, I think we'll see what happens this weekend. I think they'll bounce back and beat the Bengals. I think it'll be a very focused Aaron Rodgers. I think it'll be a focused Steelers team, motivated, all of that. So assuming they come out and look good and, more importantly, get the win against Cincinnati, then it's this stretch run is just going to be – it feels like we're just in the same place that the Steelers always are. Like, I think they'll work their way into the playoffs. I think they'll be a 6 or a 7 seed. I do think the Ravens will end up winning the division. I do think the Steelers will be in the playoffs, and I think they could maybe get a win in the playoffs. I think more likely they'll be one and done, and we're right back in the same place, having the same arguments, same conversations.
Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yes, as the Steelers always do. It is about finding that quarterback of the future to me, and that's the case with all teams until they get that quarterback of the future. And there's not a lot of teams that feel like they definitively have that, right? Like
every team's looking for that.
Yeah, and I think you have kind of 5 or 6 guys that you're like, all right, yep, that they're clearly there. What's interesting right now is I do think you have a lot of potentially rising stars. Like, which ones are actually going to be guys that can consistently be among the best in the league, can take their teams, to deep runs in the playoffs, to Super Bowl titles, all of that. I don't know. I don't know that there's, Drake May is getting a lot of play, and rightfully so. I mean, you can't not be impressed by what he's doing. How confident are we that's going to be a long term and we're going to see the Patriots just year in and year out? Again, I certainly think that looks like a very real possibility right now, but it is different having a big season or two and being the guy that is there leading an organization to all kinds of wins over a 10-plus year period of time.
Agreed.
Jaden Daniels, the injury thing, and when healthy, he is great. Well, that's, I think, very true. He is one of the best. But if you're not healthy and you're consistently having injury problems, then how valuable ultimately are you? Now, I'm not ready to tell you that, Jaden Daniels he's never going to be healthy enough over the course of his career. But man, it's a concern. I mean, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati, when like people were ready, including me, I'm like, man, Burrow and Bengals look like they're going to be right there with the Chiefs for the foreseeable future, and look out year after year. And then the injury bug has bit. Now, I think it's a little different with Burrow, if at least to me, that feels like a little more bad luck. Jaden Daniels, he is slender. He's not a big, bulky guy, and to run around as much as he does and to take the shots that he does, you do worry about his long-term
no doubt.
health.
There's one person you're thinking about when you see that uniform, and that's RG3. RG3, Rookie of the Year, MVP candidate the second year, and then just goes out there, hurts, tries to give the old college try in the NFL, and look what happens. He destroys his knee and never recovers. And he's just a bitter man now. I mean, you see Jaden Daniels. I mean, he really is. I mean, you read his Twitter and stuff like that. I mean, there's a guy who wasn't taken care of. So, and I do want to say this, and we're talking about quarterbacks and stuff like that. So, Dave Ball got fired Monday because we were, me and Chris did the show Tuesday. We were talking about
next head coach.
Yeah, right. So we're talking about that, and it's just he put all his eggs in the Jackson Dart thing, and he's the one who was pounding the table about Jackson Dart, and then they could fire him when Dart's playing great, and they keep the GM. This is Dave Ball's fault that Jackson Dart. Now, they're saying that he put him in harm's way and got him injured and this and that. Jackson Dart was going to put his head down. I don't care if he was running a triple option or a 5 wide receiver spread offense. He was going to run the ball, and he was going to run the ball the way has always done, and that does not last in the NFL. So the Jackson Dart thing scares me because he is good. He is the future. He does look pretty good, but I think the Giants they've been looking for since Eli Manning. And then they have the Daniel Jones syndrome. The guy leaves and goes to the Colts, and he's playing an MVP caliber year right now. I mean, they just let him and Saquon walk out the door.
But again,
nothing.
But we talk about this all the time,
yeah,
and
it's where you're at.
It is so true. It is getting everything that fits together and pulls it in the same direction. So it's getting the right coach and quarterback combination. It's getting at least a good offensive line around them. It is getting the right receiving core, the right running backs, a defense that's good enough to give you an opportunity, all of those things. And then there's just the combination of chemistry and luck. In terms of, I'm talking about trying to go win a championship or multiple championships. And you need the ball to occasionally bounce your way to get guys that are healthy, at least at the right time of the year, all of those things. So, it is really difficult. And I think what Daniel Jones has right now is again, all of that kind of coming together in a big way with the Colts that he never had. I mean, the offensive line
so bad
that he has now, yes.
That's what Jackson Dart's on the IR.
Light years. Light years.
I mean, the one that we're talking about, the case study we've been talking about for 2 years now has been Caleb Williams. Would Caleb Williams be an all-pro if he had if he had Jalen Hurts' offensive line and wide receivers and run game? Would he be better than he is? But, dude, the Bears are 6-3.
Yeah.
I did not realize until the other day.
No,
I was watching a replay. And they said that the Bears are 6-3. I looked at Kerry. I said, "Did he just say the Bears are 6-3?" I looked it up, and I was like, "Holy crap, man!" And that is all a lot to do with him. It really is. And, we're getting to the point where we were sitting there last year comparing him. Can he stay healthy without offensive line and this and that? They got him some help, and look what he's doing right now. So, this is for those of you who complain about the quarterbacks being, little sissies and getting hit all the time, you do realize that the NFL does not work if they don't have good quarterbacks. That is the ultimate key to every team.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to go out and get your guys hurt constantly, you're never going to work in this league. It's not going to happen. You need to go out and protect these guys because they are the highest paid guys, but two is that they are the league. They make the teams go. If you have a bad quarterback, it is bad to watch. It's not a fun game to watch. And you and I can boast of it because the Steelers have been looking for what? For Roethlisberger. They're that afraid of the Kenny Pickett syndrome that they won't go out and draft somebody now. They're going to go to a 41-year-old guy for another year. And I just don't. Do you think that they're afraid to draft a first-round pick at quarterback?
I don't. I think that, but there has to be a guy that you think is the guy.
Sure. I think they give up a pick way too fast, but that's just my opinion.
I don't. I think
you watched them more than I did. So
well, no, it's not. But they watched them more than any of us. I think you get a pretty good feeling within that first year plus, certainly over two years, to say, all right, this guy has it or doesn't. Now, sometimes you may be wrong. You may, he doesn't have it, and nope, he just needed a little more development. I don't think. I'll be very surprised if Kenny Pickett ever.
He's still sitting the bench in Las Vegas. So
I'll be very surprised if he's ever like the guy that you're like, man, that is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not sure he's ever going to be at a place where he's one of the top 20 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Or the top 32.
By the way, that is a really hard thing to do. Like people, I think, too often it's like you knock a guy. You're talking about like the top 20 at their profession in the world. Well, that's pretty rarefied air. Like it's not some sort of embarrassing place to be. You're only the 23rd best person in the world at your job. Well, that's pretty darn good in the overall scheme of things. It's just when you only have 32 teams and all of that. But again, we've talked about it. If you are on an NFL roster, you are special. Like that is not an easy thing to do, not an easy spot to gain. And so with that being said, that's why everybody is constantly pursuing, hey, we want to get one of those elite, and there are very few of those NFL quarterbacks.
And it is amazing how more so than any other sport that they're really dependent on one guy. It's I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know if
the
that's
quarterback in the
necessarily...
NFL is such a huge, important key to a team. Again, we've talked about it for years, and there's never been a Super Bowl winning team without a good quarterback or without a good offensive line. You have one of the two or both. You can have a really good O-line and a bad quarterback in Trent Dilfer back in the day, and was it Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl? If you have a run game and stuff like that. But the NFL is so it requires, if you're going to win, you need to have a quarterback.
Yeah,
and it starts there. And then let me just look at like J.J. McCarthy, the receivers he has in Minnesota, and they're struggling. Sam Darnold was an All-Pro with them last year. And then he goes to Seattle, and he's going to be an All-Pro with Seattle right now. There's a guy who's gotten passed around a whole bunch in his career who was, he's actually gotten he's really, really improved because he was a Jet to start off with, and then he got written off real quick there. It's just so easy to write people off on these bad teams. But now he's gone now. He's going to be, he goes to Minnesota. They draft McCarthy. McCarthy gets hurt, so he's out for the year. So Sam comes in there and lights it up, but they still have McCarthy there. Now, do you think they want to have Sam Darnold back, or do you think they want to have J.J. McCarthy right now? It's one of those things. It's like we drafted McCarthy, so we got. This is how sometimes how the NFL works a little bit, and that's the general manager and the coach. They need to prove themselves right that they made the right decision in drafting J.J. McCarthy.
I also. it is okay to occasionally have a little patience and see how this
In the
thing plays
NFL,
out.
heck, come on now.
McCarthy is really a rookie. I mean, I know
I agree.
Numbers-wise he's not, but I mean, in practical terms, he is a rookie. And, yeah, it may take a little while for everything to click. I think McCarthy long-term is going to be a big-time NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he just showed him up there. But Baker is one of those guys who just got kicked around because he was on so many bad football teams that they were like, well, he's not good. He's not good. I mean, I killed Kerry's family about it. So the best thing that happened to Cleveland Browns in the last 15 years was Baker Mayfield, and you kicked him. He did exactly what you wanted him to do.
Yeah.
He beat the Steelers in a playoff game. He led them to the playoffs. He beat the Steelers in a playoff game, and then they kick him to the curb.
Yep.
I just don't understand it. That's the Browns being the Browns, I guess, buddy.
Indeed.
You got a big weekend, bud.
Yeah, let's turn, before we go to some of the other things going on, let's go to baseball for a moment, and how remarkable this season was for Paul Skeens on so many different fronts. The fact that a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball could have a 1.97 earned run average in this day and age and not have a record above 500 is truly
the mark
astounding.
It's the mark of a great organization, Jeff.
It is one of those things like that can't be possible.
It's the mark of a great organization.
The Pirates have made it not only possible, they have brought it to fruition.
I can't get over it. I can't believe it.
And what he has done through his first 55 starts in his Major League Baseball career is truly the stuff of legend. I mean, you could not have done more than what he has done through the first 2 years of a Major League Baseball career. And we've talked about it, Goon. We'll see, hopefully not jinxing anything. We'll see how it all plays out. But when you look at his motion, you look at the maturity he has, you look at the breadth of his arsenal, and
amazing.
It feels like, now, he may not go through his whole career with a 1.96 earned run average, which is what he has through 55 games of his career. But like, it does feel like he is built for long-term sustained success, and that he is on a path that will have him go down as one of the all-time greats at his position in the sport.
Starting off that way.
And you just hope. You hope against hope. If you're a Pirates fan, that Bob Nutting sees this, recognizes it, and just somehow, some way, finds it in his heart, finds it in his pocketbook to go out and get just a couple of helpful offensive weapons to surround it. Because it's not just Skeens. I mean, Skeens is a phenom in a world of his own. But that starting pitching staff is good, like really good. And I think it's only going to get better here over the next year or two. But you got to have something in the way of offensive production. And you just don't have any faith, if you are a Pirates fan, that Bob Nutting et al. Will go out and do the right thing on behalf of the organization, on behalf of the fan base, and just get two good bats. Like, we're not even talking top end, man, we got to go get the home run leaders, or we're just talking two good bats, like a 300-plus hitter, a guy that can get you 35, 40 home runs. You get those two guys, a first baseman who has, honest to God, regular, big-time Major League production, and an outfielder that can provide the same, and voila. You've got at least a playoff contender. And the great frustration of being a Pirates fan is not only do I not think that will happen, I think there is very, very little chance of that actually occurring.
How much longer do you think he's going to be in Pittsburgh?
Skeens?
Yep.
I think he'll be there for the duration of his contract. I still don't
Which
think,
is 3 more years?
Yep. And I could be wrong about it. I know they were talking about this actually on with Dan Patrick, I think it was earlier today, and that it does feel like this is a move the Pirates would make, where it's, and the argument for it is, well, you're not winning with him. Like, what is him? You do have the draw, right? Like there is a gate, and I think that's what Bob Nutting looks at. If I thought the Pirates were serious about, hey, we've got to put out a winning product here, maybe you get a package together for Skeens, and it's like, all right, man, this is going to hurt, but we can get put us 4 or 5 players, and then look out, in a couple of years we will be the team to beat. But that's not what they're going to do, and you know that's not what they're going to do if they were to trade him away. And the other part of that is, like, the window is now for the Pirates, because it's not, again, it'd be one thing if you just had Skeens and it's like, all right, well, maybe this makes some sense. We package them up. We're not winning. We need to build a winner. Let's package them up, get some hot prospects in, guys that we can build around. The thing is, again, that starting pitching staff, you're talking about quarterbacks in the NFL. Well, starting pitching is what you need in Major League Baseball to really be a contending team. Well, the Pirates have that. Like, now it's like having that star quarterback, having a Patrick Mahomes, and saying, yeah, I don't think we want to invest in a big-time receiver or big-time offensive lineman just yet. Let's wait and see how. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Like, yes, just go get. Again, we're not talking about investing a fortune.
You're not going after Bryce Harper and Shohei Ohtani. That's not happening.
We're talking about pretending that you want to put out a winning product.
Well,
you have that opportunity right here, right now. Go get a couple of bats.
Like, if the horse is out there, probably listening right now. How many innings? How many times has Skeens gone past 6 innings in his 55 career starts? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that 100 pitch or 89, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The pitch count, the inning count, all that stuff. I mean, he's ever pitched. They've not let him pitch a complete game as of yet, right?
I
don't think so. So
I'm not sure about that. I think that's not true.
Either way, they're saving him one for somebody else.
Well, yeah, that's the other.
I mean, it's just like, if they're going to make money on this guy and they're going to trade him, do it now. Get as much value as you. But he's not going to be higher than he is right now, right?
Well, and the argument to trading him obviously is, again, you're not winning with him. Why not go ahead and make a trade? But again, the problem is you're making a trade with the idea that you're building for the future, and it's a future that under Bob Nutting, is never going to be fulfilled. And that is just, so it's just going to be an unending cycle of frustration, which is what we've become accustomed to.
I'm a Phillies fan. I enjoy the Phillies, but the last couple of years have been ended very, very bad. Losing to the eventual World Series champions in the second round, all that stuff, that's crazy. And that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have the Pirates? I enjoy
it. Was
the
interesting that he was a unanimous choice. I mean, and I think it was very clear that he was the best pitcher in the National League. I think it was clear he was the best pitcher in Major League Baseball. Skubal obviously got the American League Cy Young Award.
Did you see it
as well? But what was interesting on the ballots in the National League is you had all 30 first place votes go to Paul Skeens, and you had all 30 second place votes go to Christopher Sanchez, which is
I don't think I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's just it's wild. And then it did third got varied, but I think Yamamoto got was third in the balloting. I think he got 16 maybe of the third place votes. So hats off to Paul Skeens. It has to be frustrating for him. I know he doesn't publicly express it, and God bless him for that, but it has to be frustrating.
Was the Yankee thing for real?
Putting out the numbers that he has and getting the results or lack of results because they just will not provide a decent offense around him. So enough on the frustration of the Pirates.
So he was the first ever or second ever guy to win the Rookie of the Year, and then the second year he won the Cy Young.
Yep.
I didn't look into who was the first. I have an idea of I think it is, but do you know?
I don't.
I think it's Fernando.
Yeah.
I think that's who. I think he won. I think he may have won the Cy Young as a rookie. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm a Phillies fan. I hate everything about Pittsburgh. I hate everything about Pittsburgh fans. But I really, really, really enjoy watching Paul Skeens pitch. I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah.
That I'm going to watch, not watch my team because I want to watch Paul Skeens pitch because of what he does. He's got 5 different pitches that he could just throw for strikes at any time. Can you imagine trying to go up against that? He's as comfortable throwing 5 different pitches versus some guys have 2 or 3 closing pitches. Then you got to set yourself, okay, I'm sitting at his 5 that he can throw for strikes and throw for strikeouts. It's amazing. Good. Jeez Louise.
No.
And, throwing the Libby part.
Yeah, not a bad draw there.
Nope.
That is a fact.
She has a good draw too. You're right. She does bring people to the park.
All right, let's go to basketball next because Penn State hoops off to a good start, 3-0. I get it, 3 games they should have won, but I do think Goon again, and they're going to go through their tough times this season. Let's be clear on that. Nobody is saying that this is just going to be smooth sailing and look out, they're going to become a dominant force in the college basketball world. But I do think you're just seeing glimpses of why I think the future is going to be very, very bright here under Mike Rhodes. And again, I get it. This season, I think, is going to be a roller coaster ride. I think this team, with the talent it has, I think there's going to be some games where you're going to be miffed as a fan. It's like, what just happened? How did that happen? Why did that happen? And then I think there's going to be some games as we get into the Big Ten where you're like, holy cow, how did they do that in a positive way? I think that's, again, the nature of where they're at. Very talented. I think they have what I really like about these first 3 games is I do think you're seeing a progression of the way they are playing, the way they are understanding what each of their roles is, and getting more and more comfortable with not only their role, but all right, now I see what this guy can do and where his strengths are, and maybe some things that are weaknesses now, and we'll keep working on it. But so I think this thing is moving quickly in the right direction. I think they have a lot of talent. I think it is going to take a while for everything to really fit together and for them to be confident with the way this all is working and fitting together. But, man, Goon, I think that they play hard. I think they want to learn, right? Like, I think they are buying into what Mike Rhodes is preaching. And I think – and it may not be this season yet. It may be this season. Hopefully it is. But I think this thing is all going to start to come together within the next couple of years here for Mike Rhodes and this program. And I think they they have a really good foundation with a great group of really young players, first-year players.
Really young.
Penn State.
They're going to struggle this year in the paint. There's definitely I'm watching.
No question about.
I'm watching a 6'10" Navy guy pretty much have his way in the middle, but he couldn't score.
Yeah,
so you get somebody in there from the Big Ten who knows how to score in the paint. We're in trouble. So, you're talking about scrappy, hustle, this and that. You're talking about Mike Rhodes. I mean, we don't have to say. I mean, we don't have to seeing his accolades any more than we always do, and that is you're going to have full all-out effort, hustle, and determination from this team because that's who their coach is, and he will allow nothing else. Yeah, nothing else. If you don't give that, you will be on the bench. Yeah, now, I think that he's really gone out and really hammered out the European kids. I talked to him about it. I said, "What's going on there?" And he was like, "Dude, they just want to come and then play ball." And he goes, "They want to play ball like we wanted to play ball back in the day." And the American kids are, "What are you giving me?" That's the American kids. That's the first thing they answer. Yeah. What am I getting? Where he said these European kids are like, I just want a shot. I just want a ball. I just want to play ball. I want to come to America and play collegiate basketball. Well, there you go. Here you go. Here's your opportunity. And he's the guy.
Concept.
I think that Mike said, he goes, I'm probably going to speak about 7 or 8 different languages by the time I'm done here at Penn State, going back and forth to Europe and grabbing these kids. So good for him. I mean, if there's a pipeline from Europe, I mean, look at the NBA, man.
Yeah.
You got all these star players are all Europeans. So let's tap into that.
Makes a lot of sense. Take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk some wrestling as the Nittany Lions get ready to open their season. And we will talk some Penn State, Michigan State matchup here. Nittany Lions and Spartans both looking for their first Big Ten win of the season on Saturday. You're listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube.
This region is known for its winding forest roads and scenic wild beauty. And there's one vehicle that's as rugged as Happy Valley. It's the Kia Telluride from Lion Country Kia. Hurry in now and check out the all-around rugged 2025 Tellurides. Lion Country Kia has the spacious 7-seater SUV with as low as 2.99% financing for 60 months or a $1,500 Kia finance rebate. There's 19 Tellurides in stock ready to go, starting at only $43,145. Be sure to check out the entire Kia lineup at Lion Country Kia. There's 91 new Kias available. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Who trusts Lion Country Kia? Mitchell Messenbrink trusts Lion Country Kia. And you should too. Lion Country Kia. 1334 Drivable Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again.
The Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, The Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
And back here on a Thursday afternoon, Penn State, Michigan State. Again, 3:30 kickoff, CBS television on Saturday. Both teams 0-6 in the Big Ten, 3-6 overall on the season. And we'll see if Penn State can break through and get a road victory here, Goon, and at least keep the hope of a 500 season. I guess that's along with the pride of just playing game by game. That's kind of all that's left on the line here for the Nittany Lions this season.
And then Sparty just got
sanctions,
wrist slapped.
Yeah,
eligible players,
probation, right?
Yeah, so their coach, what's the reason right now? I didn't forget his name. He is Smith. He has considered 0 victories as a head coach in
that stuff. That still just is
not on him.
That is a ridiculous sanction to me. The vacating victories. That's just such a meaningless sanction. It just the people that were there at those games, they know what the result was, and I don't know. Pretending that the result wasn't what it was, to me, is just not. Again, if you want to put an asterisk, and they won these games while using ineligible players, that's fine. But I mean, the result was the result to me. But yes, Michigan State dealing, I guess, with that. I don't know if that's really much of a distraction for that locker room this year, but maybe. I mean, it's not helping the cause in terms of keeping the focus on Penn State this week. I doubt that's going to be much of an impact, though, in terms of the game on Saturday.
When it comes down to it, Penn State is still a name victory, so it'll be one of those things like, "Hey, we beat Penn State this year." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. I know the records aren't there and all that. There's no doubt about that. We know that, but there is that. Penn State does have that history. It's still Penn State, so it still is a good victory for them if they do beat Penn State. So they're going to come to play. I mean, we're both 0-6 in the Big Ten, which is, you said that earlier. My head just dropped. It literally, I figured they literally just dropped. And I was like, oh my God. I don't, we don't have a win in the Big Ten.
But both of these teams are going to give their greatest effort because
I don't even think it needs to be said, but we're
going to say it anyway because it is what both fan bases are rallying behind this week. Everywhere you go, people are talking about it. Even fans of teams like Ohio State fans are like, hey, we want our Buckeyes to go win a national title. We feel good about the position, but for crying out loud, we need to see who is going to be able to hoist, and it'll take 4 or 5 players to hoist it. Who is going to hoist the Land Grant Trophy on Saturday evening?
I mean, yeah. No, there's no one person
the
on either
LGT,
team.
baby.
Not one person on either team can hoist this thing on their own.
It is a trophy unlike any other in sports.
This is true. The Stanley Cup you thought was awkward. The Land Grant Trophy. Wow. Woof. Woof.
That is what is on the line.
For those who don't know, it's about the size of the Stanley Cup, height-wise, and about the weight of me.
Yes.
And they have a big Spartan on the top, and they have a big Disney line on the top. I think they've adjusted to a couple different things over the years, and I mean, just a monstrosity. I mean, they have enough room for plaques on there for 782 years of games.
Yes.
So, we got that going for us. We know we're going to go that far.
Let the rivalry
It's only been
resume.
30-some years of playing for it, but the Land Grant Trophy.
And you just know Terry Smith is using that as the rallying cry, probably at the start of each practice, throughout each practice, at the end of each practice. The cry is going out.
I got to
for
ask.
the LGT boys.
When,
for the LGT.
When was the last? Who has it? I'm racking my brain here. I know we didn't play them last year.
I don't know that anybody really wants it.
No,
I mean, they want the.
You leave it in Ohio is what we
to
should do, and just put it right in the middle of Ohio.
Seems like not an unreasonable thing to do. Anyways, I do think if Penn State comes out and plays anything close to what it did effort-wise against Indiana this past Saturday, then Penn State is going to get its first win of the season.
They showed it against Iowa. They showed it against Indiana. They showed it for a little bit against Ohio State, but I just think Ohio State is that they're head and shoulders above everybody. But yes, if Terry can get these guys playing this weekend, I really foresee him getting his first collegiate victory.
I'm sure you guys have talked about it a lot with all of your various shows and on Tuesday's show, but it really is incredible that Indiana made the plays to the degree that it did down the stretch. It wasn't just the touchdown catch. That catch on the sideline that preceded the touchdown catch. I mean, that whole drive, you get the sack, and it's like, all right, Penn State is taking care of it. The very next play, boom, a bullet down the middle. I mean, a great throw, great catch, all of it, and it wipes out the impact of the sack immediately. But it wasn't like Penn State was out of position on those plays. It wasn't like Penn State wasn't. I mean, the pressure they put on Mendoza on that final on the touchdown catch. I mean, on both sides, he's getting hit as he throws the ball. You're like, all right, well, see if they can come back on third down. And even when that catch was made, now I'm up in the press box now, which is the suites on the if you're facing the east stands, it's the far left. So we're on that side of the field, right? They're going into the north end zone and watching it in real time. And again, we're a long ways away, but I'm like, oh my gosh, the poor ref blew that one. Like, he's going to look silly when we get a look at this on instant replay. Like, it looked like he was a foot out of bounds. I'm like, I don't even think that was close. I don't know why the official, how he could have missed it that badly. And then we're watching, it's like, oh my God, boy, did I miss that badly. The official is spot on. I think he got both feet down. I think that's good in the NFL. And I watched it how many times? Way too many. I didn't want to see it once. I still don't know how he contorted his body and got the legs to go the direction they did. It is one of the best catches I have ever seen at any level of football. And just to get the ball away was an incredible effort by Mendoza. So on both ends, I mean, it was just unbelievable efforts and unbelievable plays and heartbreaking stuff, obviously, for the football team and its fans. And sometimes you just have to shrug your shoulders. It's like, well, you did everything you could
do.
And
is that pretty much all of 25?
It didn't matter.
The whole 25 season's been like that.
That's pretty much
what I saw, and that was unbelievable, is that he was going down with his right foot, which is probably going to end up out of bounds.
Daddy's giving me grief. Just real quick. Oh no, we should win. Says Ironhead. We're in trouble again.
Boy,
yes, fair point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. So he was going down, and his right leg was probably going to touch outside, which we don't think it did. We think it ended up being in the end zone.
Yeah,
but I mean, the defensive back did everything right.
Everything.
He's in the air, push him out of bounds, get him out of bounds. He's three quarters out of bounds. He has his right leg in the air trying to touch the ground, realizes it's going to go out of bounds, so I'm going to drop my left here and lift my right up. This is all while catching a football in traffic in the last minute of the game. Like, just an amazing effort on his part. They made plays. I mean, that's like one of those destined teams right there, and we're cursed because of that type of stuff. I mean, there was 3 plays in that drive that go either way. I mean, how many times can we say that this whole season? And I'm sick and tired of saying it. Oh, really did this season? Really did this season? You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, it didn't happen. And, you make your own breaks sometimes. And that one hurt, man. That one hurt because the sack, the play down the sideline, and the guy making the catches on the sideline, I think somebody said he had 7 catches all year, and he had 7 catches on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, just lighting the world on fire. Indiana learning how and making plays to win ball games. It's something we used to do here a lot that we have gotten away from in the last few years. So maybe it's something we get back to, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a couple of encouraging things, I think, aside from just the way Penn State played on Saturday, just overall, is that I do think you're seeing this team obviously stick together and continue to play hard and all of that for Terry Smith. But I think you're seeing, like, Ethan Grunkmeyer is getting better and more comfortable with each start.
Sure.
Right? Like that I think we can fairly say by far his best game. Now, game plan may have helped. I would love to. I don't know that anybody will be willing to go on the record, but I don't know that anybody won't be willing to go on the record either. I would love to know, after the season is over, if folks are willing to share, like, what did happen here with the offensive game planning, with the way this thing unfolded. Like, why did it take until the Indiana game in November for Penn State to seemingly recognize, hey, you know what? The middle of the field might be a nifty spot to throw the ball from time to time. And lo and behold, some success. Now, not all success, right? Like, they had but that's the thing, is it's okay if some mistakes are made. If even a turnover, right? You can't turn the ball over and win. Yeah, every now and then you can. And if you throw the ball 6 times over the middle and 2 go for incompletions, 1 is a pick, and the other 3 are really good positive plays, I'm going to say it's worth it.
Yeah. A lot of danger there, but it's also pretty much worth it. That's where
yeah. And, hopefully the decision-making continues to get better. The routes continue to get better. All of the different things that come into play. And listen, it may be that. I mean, I'm kind of trying to think through, like, again, these are people that know football better than I think even me and all the other armchair quarterbacks out there. I think Andy Kotelnicki, despite what you may think, actually knows a thing or two more about football than even I do, or that you, the other fans, do. But arguing against that is, we know, you need to throw over the middle of the field from time to time. And they just seemingly refused to even consider that possibility while Drew Aller was your quarterback. Now, maybe there was something there with the development of the receivers, and it's like, we're just seeing in practice they get short arms over the middle. I don't know. I find it hard to believe. I'm trying to talk through some reason why this would happen, but man, this is what folks have been saying all season long. And then they go out and they finally do it. And it's like, well, yeah, and there's the results. Now, didn't get the win. I get it. That's what the game is all about. But, man, it felt like that was a big part of why they gave themselves a chance to win late in that contest was, a willingness to.
They deserved to win that game.
Throw over the middle.
Indiana, like we talk about, and great teams need to win games they shouldn't win. I mean, we came back in the fourth quarter again. It was sitting there as the comeback was ours, and the comeback worked, and then they took it from us, and it just like ripped whatever heart we have left out of our soul, out of our chest. So
and now can they bounce back again
every week
on the road against a Michigan State team that I think is getting better. They've shown some signs of life as well. This will be interesting to see if Penn State can kind of put some things together, keep the energy level that we saw this past Saturday there on the road. And again, I keep arguing not in that locker room. I think every game needs to be important in that locker room. I'm just, for me, outside looking in, fan covering the team, whatever. Like, I really don't know that it matters much at all. The difference between 3-9 and 6-6 to me is negligible at this point. When your aspirations were and your goals were clearly, national title or bust, Final Four at the very least that this team should be able to achieve. 6-6, even with 3 good wins down the stretch, it's not going to feel great. I get 3-9 will feel worse, and my God, but how many of these players are going to be back with the program next year? How many of these coaches are going to be back with the program? I mean, normally, right, you'd be saying, well, these 3 games are important. One, to finish up. Yeah, you want to finish up strongly. You want to have the seniors go out with, some sense of victory and all of that. And I think that is true still. But also you want to be building momentum for the following season. I just don't think – I think the momentum, good or bad, is irrelevant here down the stretch of this season for what Penn State will be next year, because Penn State is going to be completely different, right? I mean, it's just going to be completely different.
I mean, I've had conversations this week. If Terry is not named coach, which Terry is obviously will interview for being the head coach. He's on trial right now to be the head coach. Who do they keep? Does anybody stay? Does anybody who's going? Who's going where? What's going? I mean, there's so much that went wrong here.
And while I understand fan sentiment and the emotional part, I'm kind of with you. Like, it'd be cool to see Terry Smith named as head coach. One, I think there is next to no chance. I'll never say never, but I mean, there's no not
who
not
even knows if
realistic.
Terry wants to be the head coach.
Well,
first of all,
even if he does, he was thrown into a very unfair situation. Nobody with any sanity would not acknowledge that. Like, this isn't something that he asked for. Nobody wants to be handed, hey, team just lost 3 games, the last 2 very unexpectedly. Here's the reins. Go have fun with that. You take over. You're in charge now. But here's the thing. I do think that this team has responded well to him. They've played hard, all of that. They're also 0-3. Like, I'm just not sure how you can say, listen, we've got to get to the next level here. On the recruiting front, I think it's going to be very difficult no matter who comes in, right, to get this thing back on track as quickly as they're going to need to. I think it is going to be doubly difficult for Terry Smith now, having seen the number of recruits that he was involved with. now depart the program. I just don't think that's.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
I don't think that's a realistic option.
I think. I mean, okay. So Terry does not retain as a head coach. We get that. I understand that. I hope Terry has a shot at it. I think he's playing for that right now, and he's doing a very good job with it. He's doing a remarkable job with what he was given.
Yep, I agree.
I personally don't know if he wants it. I don't know that for a fact. I know Terry. I play with Terry all that stuff. Don't think that I know anything that you don't. I do not. But I don't think Terry wants to be the head coach, but I want Terry to be part of this program. And I hope that he stays with this program, because we can go through the guys on the staff right now, who you want to stay and who do you want to go. I just think that Terry has earned the right. Is Terry a general manager type of guy? I don't know. I think Terry is an unbelievable recruiter. Maybe he could stay on his defensive backs or corners coach like he has and be the recruiting coordinator. He becomes a full-time recruiting coordinator. I don't know. Retains the assistant head coach with whoever comes in and takes the job. I want him to stay. I want him to stay to be the voice of the past of Penn State. I think Ty Howell has earned the right to be kept on staff somewhere, somehow. I think that Deion Barnes. I'm just going through the guys that I know that are Penn State alumni. I got Letterman. I think that Dan and Deion have been put in positions with Jim Knowles that they were not given like the correct equipment. Like Dan Connor, like the story is that like Manny Diaz liked smaller, faster linebackers. Jim Knowles likes big pluggers in the middle, and he likes 400-pound dudes in the front at D tackle. Guess what we have? We have undersized D tackles who play with the speed game and undersized linebackers who play the speed game. So now he wants big guys out there. He's trying to run a defense out there with, not the right personnel, in my opinion. Now, is Deion Barnes and Dan Connor catching a lot of crap for that? Probably, because it's their positions that are not excelling this year. But, I mean, what do you do? Jim's going to come in here and he's not going to change his defense. But then again, I had the same conversation. Like, when Kodo Nicky comes in here and has this offense, why are we trying to force, like, drop-back quarterbacks into these dual-threat positions? It's the same thing. It's like, why do we not go out and get players? And that's the thing. You need a couple of years to get those players. Dan has not had time to get those players. Deion has not had time to get those players that Jim Knowles wants. So, Jim, I don't know. So, I think that Dan and Deion as Letterman, do they deserve a right to be still part of the program? Hopefully. But I think Terry definitely has earned the right to be in the position somewhere, somehow, part of this program, even if it's in the athletic department. I think that he has done very well by Penn State and for himself and for the football program. Well, okay, one more thing. It absolutely baffles me, and I'm completely stunned, and I have no idea that our offensive line could still not pick up twist games. Any kind of movement from the defensive line, our guys are just like falling over themselves. It is like, what in the hell are we doing now? So if I'm Michigan State, I don't run a straight pass rush the whole day. I would run tackle end games, twist stunts the whole game. We have not proved that we can pick those up. It's insane. We're talking week 9 last week, and I'm watching our offensive line get completely on zone blocking schemes. You do not have a man. You have a freaking zone. Okay? You come in my zone, I'm blocking you. You go away from my zone, I'm not chasing you, because that opens it up. And that's like what happens. It's just, man, it's just so frustrating watching the offensive line last week. So, sorry.
No, I all fair points. Yeah, what is well, I'll tell you what, let's take a break here. We'll try to answer some of the questions coming in from the messages and talk a little bit more about the coaching search here as this critical search continues. I want to talk about fans' expectations and fans' evaluations on coaches, because I do think we're getting a little carried away right now on the most recent results and what that means for the potential future if a given coach comes to Happy Valley. We'll pick up on that. On the other side of this timeout, you are listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. We're coming right back.
This region is known for its winding forest roads and scenic wild beauty. And there's one vehicle that's as rugged as Happy Valley. It's the Kia Telluride from Lion Country Kia. Hurry in now and check out the all-around rugged 2025 Tellurides. Lion Country Kia has the spacious 7-seater SUV with as low as 2.99% financing for 60 months or a $1,500 Kia finance rebate. There's 19 Tellurides in stock ready to go, starting at only $43,145. Be sure to check out the entire Kia lineup at Lion Country Kia. There's 91 new Kias available. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Who trusts Lion Country Kia? Mitchell Messenbrink trusts Lion Country Kia. And you should too. Lion Country Kia. 1334 Dravova Street, off Shiloh Road, behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
And we are back here on this Thursday afternoon. I'm here. Eli Drinkwitz is the lead man for the Penn State head coaching job. Don't like it because he's not good against top teams, so why fire JF for the equivalent? I understand there are less Giants in the Big Ten than in the SEC, which has 5 Giants. I don't understand how Penn State is losing all of these recruits, but LSU, Florida, and Auburn aren't. Question, should college football coaches' contracts be incentive-based? These buyouts are going to be crippling in the long run.
I agree. Should the NIL be, incentive-based? I think it should be. Like
yes. Do I think it should be more incentive-based? Yes. Now, I also do think there is a few different things here. Let's start with Eli Drinkwitz, the lead man for the Penn State head coaching job. That's people speculating. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. People are hearing the number of people that are telling me, hey, I'm hearing it. It's the okay. And you may be hearing it. And you may be right. I don't know. I'm just telling you, there's a bunch of people thinking that they at least think they have insight and I'm telling you, I've talked to a few people that are very involved in Penn State athletics, and they don't know. Like it's funny to me that the further away you are from the center of this, the more you seemingly know. Is at least what largely my experience has been. The people that are kind of in the building, I'm like, oh, so what are you hearing? Like, I'm not really hearing anything. I don't know. Like, I know they're talking to a bunch of people and this and that. And then you talk to folks that are a few steps removed, and they're like, yeah, I'm hearing, I think it's going to be Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
I'm hearing, looks like they're really trying to finalize things here with Keith. So I'm not trusting any of it right now.
I've said it 1,000 times this week, and that is not this week, this month. It's only been 31 days since James was fired. By the way,
yeah,
it seems like it's 10 years.
It was a month ago yesterday.
I would have lost a lot of money because my heart was saying Matt Rule. My heart was because it is Pat Kraft's best friend type of thing. They were, it was a big decision for this. Is a huge decision for Pat. Very. Yep. His career is probably based on this. So I thought right off the get that was going to be Matt Rule. And then, Matt doing the extension, Matt's out. So I'm telling you right now, I am nowhere to go. I do not know what we're thinking, where we're going with this. I do my suspicions of, if it was a guy who's not coaching, a Gruden, a Urban Meyer, a Nick Saban,
a Pat Fitzgerald,
a Pat Fitz, they should be here by now. They should have been announced because that'll answer the recruiting question. That we are hemorrhaging recruits, and
that's why it feels unlikely that. And Fitzgerald of those is the one that to me is the best fit, makes the most sense, and that would get me the most excited. Ironhead. Nick Saban and Urban Meyer have the title. Yeah, I think Pat Fitzgerald has the hunger to coach again. I think he understands Penn State and what this school is about as better than even Urban Meyer. And I think Meyer has a pretty good understanding and all of that. I think Fitzgerald would be perfect.
I think it would have been done by now.
But yes, the fact that he has not been announced makes me think that either I can't imagine he doesn't have interest. It makes me think that Pat Kraft at least believes that he has somebody different on the hook or in mind that he wants to pursue first, or maybe multiple people first. Because yes, if Pat Fitzgerald was the guy that they wanted after the initial interviewing process, that would be done by now, right? Yeah. That's so I have to. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a hang up in the negotiations. Who knows? But I would think if it is somebody that is not currently an active coach,
they'd have been
that deal would be done. Yes.
This is back up one step. So if it is Pat Fitzgerald and he is named the head coach for next year, is he allowed to start calling recruits? I don't even know how that even works.
I would think, yes. If he's hired.
He is hired, but
when's
he hired? The day he's
I would hire him.
Okay.
I would hire him.
There's no January 1st.
I would hire him today.
I would. Yeah, I think that
Or
would have
yesterday.
been done. I personally, because I don't think Pat enjoys if Pat was coming here losing these recruits the way we are right now.
All right, I want to go through some of these other on the football coaching. Yes, should they be more incentive based? Yes, they're also still going to be like the guaranteed money is still going to be significant, and it should be. Yes, you're taking a bit of a gamble anytime but so is the coach, and there is big money involved in college athletics, like big money involved.
Sure,
and they are the face of your organization, even if it doesn't work out from day one. I'm just telling you that the commitment, the time involved, it's going to be a lot of money that you are going to have to. Now, does it need to be $13 million? Maybe not, but with the money that the schools are bringing in, coaches and the agents of coaches, you're going to have to pony up a pretty penny. Now, can it be more of a $5 million base, and then, hey, yeah, you get $1 million for, I don't know what all the incentives would be.
You win 8 wins, you get $4 million
in terms of something along those lines, and then playoffs X amount more, Final Four.
Now,
X
the whole
amount
reason
more,
for these buyouts is to protect these universities from coaches fishing around. Again, the only people making the big money are the agent. Jimmy Sexton has all of these guys.
Yeah,
he controls the whole freaking market. I want the buyouts to be a little more under control, but that's the university's only way of saying, hey, stay away from our guy. He's ours. He's locked up.
Yep.
Let's just talk about James Franklin. 3 different times he came to Penn State and said, hey, listen, USC's opening up. They're offering me. And then Penn State panics, and they give him a big old contract. Did it twice. I mean, is that going on right now with Virginia Tech? 2 weeks ago, they were hiring him 100%. Was that Sexton releasing all of that stuff to try and force Virginia Tech's hand? Or are universities starting to show some brass cojones and protecting themselves from these agents and not just giving the agents everything they can? I mean, these guys are sharks, dude. These guys deal with a guy like Howie Roseman on a daily basis. Like me and Booch were talking, and you're going to come to Penn State and you're going to start dealing with Joe Schmo, Rodney Erickson going in for the sanctions. Come on, man. Who is doing our bidding here? But the buyout thing is the only thing that protects the university. Is there a way to fix that? I mean, if you're under contract, I really think that you should be hands off. If you're going to say that you can't talk to our player because he's signed to an NIL deal or he's signed to Penn State on a contract, how are they entering the transfer portal and knowing where they go? They're tampering with them.
Yeah.
Can we do this with coaches and stop having people tampering? If Joe Schmo is under contract for 4 more years and he has a $80 million buyout, no one's going to talk to him. No one's going to talk to him because no one wants to pay the $80 million buyout. But when Joe Schmo flames out like James Franklin did and Jimbo Fisher did, you're on the hook for $80 million freaking dollars. I don't have a solution. I don't have a solution for the NIL. I don't have a solution for the money that kids are getting this much money and it's guaranteed money, and they're making the rules. But the coaching thing. I mean, I get it. I understand. We would like to have, but the university needs some protection so that there's not just coach poaching going on. I just invented that word, coaching poaching that's going on. You can't be having that. You have a guy under contract. Again, I go back to, what was it, the second year in, and James was out there fishing for another contract, and then Sandy had given him the second contract, and, he hadn't had a winning season yet. That guy went out in 2016 and had a great year, won the Big Ten and got an extension and then got another one 4 years later. What is the protection? Jimmy Sexton called Sandy Byers and, hey, Sandy, LSU was calling James, or Florida was calling James, or Alabama's looking at him. Texas was looking at him. USC was looking at him. So Penn State panics and signs him to the biggest contract they possibly sign him to keep him here. And then he flames out, and then we're the ones screwed in the end if he doesn't coach. But I mean, when he goes back to coaching, I think that as another guy, he's out of football. He's not coaching. He can sign anywhere he wants. Why has he not been signed? We're talking about Pat Fitzgerald. Why has James not been signed if all these people want him? I think it's just the agent putting all these blurbs out there. You know, he was heavily favored for Virginia Tech 2 weeks ago. Today or yesterday, they were saying Arkansas, he's the guy there and stuff like. I mean, It's just like they're just floating around. I think they're just fishing for a university to bite and give him the contract and like rush it. We got to get him signed. He's going elsewhere the same way we did. It's not fair, but it's the way it is. But is it fixable? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that part. I mean, maybe less on the buyout, but then you make it more likely, right? Potentially that the guy leaves if it's less of a buyout, and so I don't know. That part is
there's just
a
lot
tricky.
of millions running around the college football world, buddy.
Question: should college football coaches? Oh yeah, I want to go to the other one. I don't understand how Penn State is losing all of these recruits, but LSU, Florida, and Auburn aren't. I don't know. I mean, my initial is the NIL that much different at those? I can't imagine. Like Auburn, is it that substantially different that they're getting guaranteed money while they're in high school to keep their commitment to Auburn, and Penn State just isn't doing that with their recruit? I don't know. Is the short
I don't know
answer.
either. Landon said that some schools,
it is troubling.
Some schools that have commitments are paying kids to stay committed in high school.
Right.
So now they're getting college money in high school. I want to throw up talking about this. Really, we're paying high school kids to keep their commitments to the school? I mean, good for the players. That's awesome. I was one of them at one point. I would have loved to have been part of this, but is that sustainable? We're paying high school kids to keep their commitments to go to a certain school. And then what your commitment means nothing. When you sign your new coach, it's wide open again anyway.
Yeah.
So what is Peter Pick-a-Butt in Arkansas care if he's getting $200,000 to stay committed to LSU as one of their top recruits? He's getting couple $100,000. Then they bring a new coach in. You don't like him, and you move. They're not going to ask for the money back, nor are they going to punish you for going to another school. It's just it's stupid.
All right,
absolutely stupid.
I do want to get into these two from Shane. Hearing about Eli Drinkowitz with Missouri, I don't like it because he's not good against top teams. Can we just start there? Because what coach is it? This is a genuine question because fans are they didn't want Matt Rule because same thing. Well, he hasn't been winning the big games at Temple, Baylor, and a pretty decimated Nebraska program.
Yes.
Like when you say that out loud, well, where are the coaches that just won those huge games at Temple, Baylor, and Nebraska?
What was Nick Saban's record at Akron and at Michigan State?
This is the other thing. So, yes, coaches, for some reason, I think people do have in their mind, at least some fans, that no, the guys that win, they just they won from day one, and they were winning big games everywhere they went all of the time. And yeah, it is just amazing to me. When you go to the message boards, it's like, oh, well, Missouri got handled this past weekend. Never mind. Drinkowitz off the board.
It's James Franklin Jr.
A game, like, do you remember? Because I do. I grew up following this Penn State program. Just between you and me, did you guys know that Joe Paterno got blown out in some of his games? Like, not even competitive, not close. It happened. What? Wait a second. No. Well, yeah, that was Joe Paterno, Ironhead. That's why a bunch of us wanted to get rid of Paterno all of those years. Okay. who is it that you think out there just that's all they do is they just win the big game. They take care of business against all of the other teams, and they win big at places like
Georgia,
Missouri, and Georgia Tech, and Duke. Mike Elko wasn't winning big games all the time at Duke, Goon. Hey, he's probably why would Texas A&M take? Because they saw what he was doing with lesser talent and with more restrictions than what Texas A&M has. Like the idea that Eli Drakowitz, we got to shun him because Missouri, with all of its resources, hasn't been beating Texas A&M or Alabama on a regular basis. What?
Georgia kills him. Damn it.
Guys. Again, who is it out there then that you want? Is it Kirby Smart or bust? Because that's what it sounds like. You got to go after either Ryan Day or Kirby Smart if you can't get Urban Meyer. I don't think.
I got a question
you think Dabo would get people excited?
No. Well, I'm saying about his record against top teams and all that stuff.
Not recently.
Not recently, yeah.
Not even against mediocre teams.
I got
recently.
A question for you.
And this is all about what are you doing for me now?
People are saying like Dabo would be a great thing at Penn State, this and that. And I'm like, listen, I like Dabo Smith, and I he wears his religion on his sleeve a lot. I just don't see that working at a liberal school like we have.
I don't know. Seems to be working pretty well for Cal. I don't know.
You know what? That's not a bad call.
Yeah,
I don't see Cal though.
The winning part is going to take care of that. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem with Dabo is the NIL stuff is just it's making his head spin, and I don't think he wants to adjust to it. And again, you cannot like it. And my guess is if you got truth serum in most of these coaches, including those at the big time programs that are doing the big time winning, this isn't the world they want to be living in. And it's making their coaching duties that much more difficult. But they recognize, hey, this is the world we're living in. And yeah, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of the college football scene, and I recognize that to do that, this is part of the game I need to play. And so you either – and I just don't think – I think Dabo Swinney is just hell-bent that, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I think the results speak for themselves, that they are not competitive. And I don't think that's going to change if he comes to Penn State. Now – by God, I didn't like it when I was at Clemson, but now, yep, I'm going to fully embrace NIL and let's go do it. And I just, so that's, for me, the much bigger concern with Dabo Swinney. I don't think winning takes care of, I don't think people care one way or the other on that stuff if you're winning. I think that would go over just fine at the end of the day. I mean, Joe Paterno was pretty. I don't think that's.
I just when we think about it the other day, I said there was a video of the '94 team. Was like, I think it was before the Ohio State game that they were showing we're in there saying our prayers before the game and stuff like that. I'm like, I wonder if that would flush nowadays with the way this world is. With everybody has a problem with something.
Yeah,
and I just thought about that like. Dabo wears it on his sleeve. I wonder if it would turn people off in some schools.
Again, for me, you need to bring in a coach that has been either heading up a winning program or been a significant contributor, i.e., a Brian Hartline as offensive coordinator, to a winning program. But the idea that if you haven't defeated top 5 teams. Again, let's start with your opportunities at any school to beat a top 5 team. Probably come at most 3 times a year, right? Like that's at most. Very rarely are you going to get 4 or 5 cracks at facing a top 5 team. Also, generally speaking, the top 5 teams are really good. like there's a reason they're in the top 5. And they probably have something going. And if you're ranked below them, there's probably a reason for that more often than not. And so winning those games with regularity, unlikely. And again, there are not a lot of coaches out there that are just racking up the W's left and right over top 5 programs.
But that ESPN said that's the end all. That's the end all power all.
Are at Georgia and at Ohio State. And they're the top paid coaches in all of college football. So I think the more I'm reading through, and I'm not a big message board reader, but I have been reading through. I probably have read more on the message boards these last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years. I just don't spend a lot of time there. Every now and then people will send me something from more on wrestling message boards, but from a football message board, I'm like, oh, that sounds ridiculous, or oh, that's a really good point. But I'm just not somebody that routinely gets on them. But I've been checking them lately just because I'm curious about what people are saying. And I think fans have lost their minds when it comes to the expectations. It's like, oh, Georgia Tech lost a game. Never mind. We thought Keys was going to be. They lost a game at Georgia Tech. Like, do you not think the resources here, like if you put Ryan Day or Kirby Smart at Missouri, do you think they're just winning national titles on a regular basis? I mean, they're not winning not on a regular basis.
They will
at Ohio State or Georgia, right? Now, do I think they would do very well there? Yes. I think they are terrific coaches. But do I think a guy like Eli Drinkwitz or Matt Rule, if given the resources and the starting point that Penn State had, now the starting point now is admittedly a little different. I'm not sure what that starting point ultimately really is going to look like here this offseason. But to me, it is much more about yes, you have to have some winning in your background. That has to be part of the equation. You have to have a track record of development, of improving the program or the part of the program that you were responsible for, definitely. But the idea that you have to have, again, there are 3 coaches active in college football who have won national titles. And maybe you could get Dabo Swinney. I'm not sure how many people would be excited about that now at Penn State, given the recent track record of Dabo Swinney. And then it's Ryan Day and Kirby Smart. Like, that's it. So this idea that, well, no, if you're not beating the top 5 teams, then we don't want you. At wherever you're at, that is just ridiculous to me. That doesn't mean that with the resources that Penn State is going to make available here, with the tradition, with everything that comes into play. And again, to me, it's much more, all right, in the interview process, does your vision for building a championship program here at Penn State align with mine? I'm talking from Pat Kraft's perspective now. Are we on the same page for how we see this thing, how we want to build it, the vision for the program, how we go about it, doing things, quote unquote, the right way, the Penn State way? Is that even important anymore? How important is that? Because listening to some folks in Nittany Nation, I don't think they give a rip anymore about that. It is, no, I just want a national title, dude. Okay.
They don't care about the grades, the student athletes, the guys on campus, off campus. You know, are they good people? That stuff's important to me. If I hear stories of guys being disrespectful to people, I get very, very, very mad. Very mad.
Yes, and I think there is this idea that national titles you're at Penn State, man, you got to be winning national titles. Well, again, Joe Paterno probably should have had more. I'm with you on that. But, I mean, 2 national titles. Like, it wasn't like he was winning them on a regular basis. Now, should have had another one in 94 for sure. probably should have had at least one other in the late 60s, early 70s, maybe a couple more. Agree. But if we're going to go by the actual record, again, two national titles, they are hard to win, man.
Was it you the other day who corrected me, or was it Booch? And I said, well, we played for 3 national titles from 82 to 86. Somebody may have said it online. Somebody said, throw in 78 there.
Oh, yeah.
You go you're playing for 4 national titles over an 8-year window.
Well, and it is interesting because they fall short in 78, kind of like Penn State did last year. And then 79, high expectations, a ton of talent returning, and that thing fell
Joe
apart.
Hated that. Joe.
Well, I mean, irrelevant, I realize, but just an interesting hypothetical. In today's world of college football, would Joe Paterno have been allowed in 1980, let alone to get to the 82, 86?
Yes.
I don't think so,
Do you think because of James Franklin, what happened there?
I think because of the college football
something
world.
else happened, man. I don't know what it is.
Well, we know what it was with Joe Paterno. There was a disconnect with the players in 79.
Oh, his mind wasn't on it. His mind was stuck on 78. There's no doubt.
And so I'm telling you, I mean, it's a hypothetical. Neither of us can prove it either way. I think
because of what James just went through.
Dude, are you looking around? Not just at Penn State. Are you looking around college football? I mean, James Franklin, it wasn't one bad year. It was 2 bad games.
I'm telling you, it was something deeper. It had to have been. There's no way. There's a man who won 13 games last year, is what somebody told me before. And I was like, yeah, I got you. I understand. But something happened where the program wasn't going in the direction that in the correct direction, in my opinion. Something happened.
And I'm telling you, in 1979, that program was not going in the right direction. I was here and I was a kid, but I'm watching. I'm like, oh man, like this thing, the bottom dropped out. They fell apart.
Holy crap! So you're thinking that, and I'm like, oh, you played for a national title in '78. And you're like, we were Final Four last year.
Correct.
So you're making a good point. I don't want to admit that. I hate admitting that, Ironhead.
Oh well, no, I'm not arguing one way or the other on Franklin this year, and I'm obviously it worked out beautifully. I'm not arguing Joe Paterno should have been let go at the end of the '79 season. I'm just in the world we're in now.
I'm with you.
I'm not at all sure that Joe Paterno survives that '79 season and retains the head coaching position. The pressure, and again, it was a different era on a number of different fronts, but the pressure that is there now, when this thing starts to go wayward at all. I mean, listen, there are people, Dabo Swinney won a couple of national titles at Clemson. The pressure, like I would not be shocked. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked if he gets let go at the end of this year. That's, again, you're talking about one of the 3 active coaches that have won titles, one of just 2 that has multiple titles to his credit. And I think he's under some real pressure at Clemson. Now, I think with the administration there, I don't think they would make that move, but not altogether confident in that.
I think the administration was fed up with James, where I don't think the administration was fed up with Joe in '79. How's that? There were some burnt bridges somewhere along the line here.
Yeah. I think
we knew that Joe late, and obviously when Joe got fired, there was a lot of burnt bridges. But '79, I think, did he have enough chips, in place that kept his job? That's a great point, Ironhead. Jesus.
Well, the thing is, but were there people? I don't want to get too far down this.
Because they were talking national title in '79.
Oh, yeah. And Joe was very brash. Like, I mean, he was very stubborn, very, very brash. Like, he definitely was rubbing some people the wrong way.
Lord.
And now, he did, obviously, have more than enough clout to withstand that and obviously got it turned around in a huge way. And Penn State football enjoyed its best ever decade in the 1980s. But again, it is something that has crossed my mind a couple of times over the last few weeks, is just some of the comparisons with what happened in 79 with what happened this year.
That's a hell of a point.
And but again, just to go back to the coaching thing, you're not finding a coach, I guess is my point. You're not finding this coach that just has this fantastic record against top 5 teams. Like, that person doesn't exist. Right. Ryan Day has a very good record. Kirby Smart has a very good record. That is it against top 5 teams. And unless, you're wanting to throw $20 million a year at one of those guys, you're not getting them. And so, yeah, you're going to have to find somebody that doesn't have a 500 record against top 5 teams. That's just the reality of it. And it's just cracking me up reading through these different things. Well, Matt Rule, we can't get Matt Rule. We don't want Matt Rule because he lost this game. Well, we don't want this guy. I mean, Curt Cignetti right now would be the only guy, right, that would meet the and as soon as he loses in a if they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs again in a non-competitive, well then, no, we don't want Cignetti. We already,
did Oklahoma have top 10 games in the ACC at Duke? I mean, Clemson would be the only ones that were really,
with any regularity. Yeah, it just, I don't know. The top 5 thing, you got to get that out of your head. This is just my opinion on the criteria for our next head coach, is that they better be winning games against top 5 teams with regularity. Okay, good luck with that, and let me know how the hiring process goes. We will be back after this on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fall.
This region is known for its winding forest roads and scenic wild beauty. And there's one vehicle that's as rugged as Happy Valley. It's the Kia Telluride from Lion Country Kia. Hurry in now and check out the all-around rugged 2025 Tellurides. Lion Country Kia has the spacious 7-seater SUV with as low as 2.99% financing for 60 months or a $1,500 Kia finance rebate. There's 19 Tellurides in stock ready to go, starting at only $43,145. Be sure to check out the entire Kia lineup at Lion Country Kia. There's 91 new Kias available. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Who trusts Lion Country Kia? Mitchell Messenbrink trusts Lion Country Kia. And you should too. Lion Country Kia. 1334 Drabble Street, off Shiloh Road, behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again,
The Fox,
your sports radio.
broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, The Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
And we are back here on a Thursday afternoon ahead of Penn State, Michigan State on Saturday afternoon. Just real quickly, I just want to follow up again with the coaching thing. There are so many things that go into just like with the quarterbacks we were talking about earlier in the NFL. I think people think that it's just, all right, you get the right coach and just everything else automatically falls into place. And I just think, again, you go back over the years, as we've talked about, Nick Saban's track record at other schools, Bill Belichick. I mean, genius, all-time great NFL coach with the Patriots. Well, what about with the Browns? What about now with North Carolina? Well, he looks pretty not great. Well, no, but Ironhead, he's the greatest of all time. Well, it was the right situation. He had the right quarterback for sure. There's just a lot of things that come into play. Like I've argued for years. I think Marty Schottenheimer is one of the all-time great NFL coaches. That guy knew how to game plan, knew how to motivate. Oh, Ironhead, you're not going to rank him as one of the – that dude never even got to a Super Bowl, let alone win it. Right, but was a great coach. Dan Marino, I would argue, is as good a quarterback as there's ever been. Well, not Joe Montana or Tom Brady. Yep, I'd put him right there with those guys. Well, that's ridiculous. He doesn't have any. Right, I'm saying him as an individual talent, I'd put right there with whoever you want to put as the greatest. I think he was great. First of all, coaches, like players, you should be learning as you go along the way, right? Well, the guy didn't succeed in his first coaching job. He's a bum. Or he needed to get his feet wet, see how everything worked, see maybe he's listening to the AD a little too much. Maybe the AD didn't really have the right plan. And he started to learn that, and now, now he's at another school, and this seems to be clicking a little bit. Whoa, now he went to another school that has more resources. All of a sudden, this guy, I think he's starting to figure out how to coach. Or maybe he knew how to coach all along, and he was able to get himself in better circumstances around it. Also, the recruiting component is such a big part of it. And like James Franklin is acknowledged as a great recruiter, and I think he was. I think he was a great recruiter. Well, but Penn State wasn't recruiting the 5 stars the way Alabama and Ohio State were. Yep. And again, I want to let you in on a little secret. Penn State wasn't investing in its program the way Alabama and Ohio State were. Well, Ironhead, we were pouring all kinds of money, right? We weren't pouring in Alabama and Ohio State money. So, yeah, Ryan Day's just a better recruiter. Man, that Nick Saban, he knows how to recruit better.
I got to cut you off. I mean, I got to cut you off this recruiting
Maybe the overall package was more attractive.
Do you think that the recruiting is a thing anymore?
I do. I think
you
it's a
think
big
that a
thing.
recruit is still concerned about, the guy recruiting him that he's interested in, or is it going to be the dollar signs? I think it's the dollar signs.
Well,
I just think getting in the door, I guess that you could use your clout to get in the door, but then you got to make that offer. And if the offer is an amount, you're a great recruiter because you have 7 5-stars on your team, you paid them each $5 million.
I think if it was just about the money and the coach and the relationship there didn't matter, Penn State would at least have some of its recruits. No? After James Franklin left, they have basically nobody. You're telling me well, that's just a coincidence.
Well, they figure out who the next coach is.
They came here just for the money, but now that the money's still here and the coach isn't, they're gone.
Is the money still there?
It's almost like the coaches.
Is the money still there?
You better believe it.
When do the contracts get signed? Because Tangwell said that National Letter of Intent Day is when high school kids can start getting paid. And I'm like, you just told me that these guys are getting paid to stay committed here. What are we doing here? What are we talking about?
Yeah, again, part of this is, yes, they've got to get a better handle on this, and that's going to be easier said than done because, as we've been talking about, I still don't know how this stuff is going to get negotiated. It is going to get negotiated because it has to. That you can't. They have to get on a more even playing field, and there's still a ton of questions out there about how all of this ultimately settles out. And there are still a ton of questions surrounding the Olympic sports and how all of this ultimately is going to look. Because while there is disparity, certainly on the football front, there is also more opportunities for where you have the big money boosters, right? Texas Tech, all of a sudden very relevant. You're going to have programs here and there that, they've never been a player, right? But now they are, thanks to the money. Well, here's the thing. So I do think there's more programs that will have the opportunity to be, quote unquote, big time in college football. There are not a lot of schools that are going to have the big money boosters that, man, I really want to invest and see the lacrosse program get to the top of the heap. Man, I really want to see the wrestling program excel. There will be pockets. Iowa, Oklahoma State, Penn State in wrestling. That's about it. Virginia Tech to a lesser degree. Ohio State to a lesser degree. Michigan. I mean, there's other programs that, we're going to go pretty much in. Well, again, long-term sustainability, I don't know. You can't have a sport, swimming and diving, where you have 3 programs that have big-time, millionaire investments, and everybody else is like, here's a couple $100. Well, yeah, it's great for those 3 programs, and that's cool, and it can set up. It's not sustainable. Like the other programs aren't going to, we just want to keep coming and getting our heads bashed in and know we have no chance. Eventually, you're going to go at least down a level, if not just go to the club route, and then you can't really have a sport with 3 programs or 7 programs.
I don't know where we're going to be in 10 years. I still don't know how any. Nobody does.
They're still trying to sort all of this out, and part of it is going to be getting a handle on the way the money is being spent with football and the degree to which it can be controlled. And you've talked about it, Goon. They've also, part of the contractual agreements here are that you can't just keep willy-nilly going from one school to the next as a student athlete and taking your $1 million here, a couple $1 million there, and then just you're on your there has to be, all right, yep, you get this if you're here for whatever, 3 years, and then you get maybe a bonus at the end of your. I don't know how all of that works, but there has to be disincentives to leaving programs, incentives to staying with programs, all of those things for this thing to work as a viable.
I agree.
Opportunity for fans to stay engaged with the programs.
My what I had said originally, this was years ago before the NIL started. What that would have been, pay these players an annuity every year that you play your collegiate sport, and you are still progressing towards graduation. Each year that you play and you're eligible, you get like a $50,000 annuity, and then upon graduation, you get another $50,000. So you might be walking out here with $250,000. This is before the NIL stuff.
Yeah.
Now, is there a way we could do that? Where I don't think we're never going to put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah,
it's never going back in. And I just think that they're going to kill the fatted calf. The money thing is, Amar, you are already seeing it. I already know a ton of people who were like, I'm not coming up there anymore.
Yeah,
it's not because it was a bad year. It's just because of the money these guys are making. And it's again, the word is sustainable. It's not sustainable anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, how can Penn State, how can LSU is now on board for $130 million? What did Edgerton got? $50 million? And Kelly got $50 million or whatever, 75. They're on book. They're on for $80 million for coaches in the last 5 years.
Yep.
For football. God, someone has to be held accountable for that. Well, I guess the athletic director wasn't. They fired him, but geez, Louise, man. God, is there anything sustainable about it? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how it gets fixed. I don't know how it gets repaired. We're going down the NFL route. That's fine. Go down the NFL route 100% then. 100%.
Which we may be headed toward that. All right, a couple of other things from the comments. If you know ball, when a team has a lot of good players and can't win, then new leadership is needed. Doug Peterson in Philly. That Philly team had good players. Yeah,
it was time to move on.
Quite possibly. I don't want to get like Andy. After a while, players just stop listening to coaches. Sadly, especially players' coaches.
Correct.
It depends on the state. This is going back to the paying the athletes to stay committed. Depends on the state. This is from JR. Some states allow high school athletes to be paid. Some don't. Nebraska is the closest to Penn State right now. Kraft is all in on winning for all programs. Right. I think saying Nebraska is closest to Penn State in terms of commitment to all of the sports programs. If we had a hopscotch team, he'd push for it to be the best. Yes, but again, football is what makes the whole thing go round, and you have to be having success on a regular basis in football to allow the opportunity for those other sports to be successful on a regular basis. And if you can get the basketball program there too, that obviously helps.
If Indiana football can do it, Penn State basketball can do it.
Yeah, and listen, maybe we'll kick this around a little bit next week, because I really do. And I can see Booch out there, if he's listening, rolling his eyes. I do think Mike Rhodes is going to get and not because Booch has anything, doesn't think Rhodes can't do it. It's just he is a long-suffering Penn State basketball fan, and the idea of Penn State being a consistent winner is just, I think,
very foreign to
It's
him.
like for a Browns fan, it's just tough to have buy-in. But listen, I really do think Mike Rhodes is going to get this program in pretty short order to a point where it is regularly competing for the upper echelon of the Big Ten, regularly in the NCAA tournament, all of that stuff. Again, it's not going to be an immediate thing, and actually I think that's good, because I think it shows that he's building this thing, quote unquote, the right way. He's building that good foundation. I think you see it when you look at the freshmen on this team, and again, they're going to go through rough patches this year. There's just no way around that. And there's going to be games where it's going to look ugly, and you're going to say, all right, I thought this thing was supposed to be headed in the right direction. It is. It is headed in the right direction. There are going to be those brutal moments along the way. I just have all the faith in the world that Mike Rhodes has this thing
got my support
going in a place where it is going to be really good. And I think that is going to help the overall athletic department as well. If you can get basketball and football and, with the hockey program doing what it's doing, and then you have some of the other sports like women's volleyball and wrestling that have the backing that they do and the success. I get the volleyball teams having a rough season. I get it. But I'm saying if you can have some of those other sports be nationally prominent, winning national titles like women's soccer and women's volleyball has done, and obviously wrestling is doing with remarkable consistency, then I think you have a chance for a sustained, successful athletic program. But that is really hard to do in this world. And there's not many schools that are going to be willing, let alone able to do it, is my concern. And I hope I'm wrong about it for a multitude of reasons, because I do think college sports are a wonderful vehicle for people, not just football and basketball, sports across the board, wonderful vehicle for people to get a college education and then use that college education to further their lives in a positive way. And I think that has a ripple effect, not to get too far down the philosophical road, but I do. I think college sports has a really big beneficial impact on society. I think these are kids that by and large have their priorities right, have a great understanding of the need for discipline in their lives and can use that to help with others and all of that. And I think you do lose if we do go down the road that I'm afraid we may be going down, and we lose those opportunities for those athletes. I think it's not good overall for society. And I genuinely worry about that. That's not quite the note I was hoping to finish up on today.
I am on one thing.
I think Penn State wins the game Saturday. That's a more positive note. I think
Penn State beats Oklahoma Friday night in wrestling.
I think that's
and I
possible.
do want this to be known out there that I am 1,000,000% behind Pat Grafton. Any decision he makes in this football program and the athletic program in general, I have that much faith in that man.
Yeah, again, the critical hire. He knows it.
He's not going to rush it.
And we'll see.
Beautiful.
when the hire is made.
What year is this for you?
We'll see.
Wrestling.
This will be the start of the 38th year, 37th year. It's either 37 or 38.
God bless you.
Positive. I got to go look. But yes, should be a fun one tomorrow night at the Bryce Jordan Center, Penn State and Oklahoma at 6 o'clock. Folks, we hope you have an absolutely fabulous weekend. We will be back on Tuesday with our next edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead Show. Until then, be good and be safe.
This region is known for its winding forest roads and scenic wild beauty. And there's one vehicle that's as rugged as Happy Valley. It's the Kia Telluride from Lion Country Kia. Hurry in now and check out the all-around rugged 2025 Tellurides. Lion Country Kia has the spacious 7-seater SUV with as low as 2.99% financing for 60 months or a $1,500 Kia finance rebate. There's 19 Tellurides in stock ready to go, starting at only $43,145. Be sure to check out the entire Kia lineup at Lion Country Kia. There's 91 new Kias available. Remember, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Who trusts Lion Country Kia? Mitchell Messenbrink trusts Lion Country Kia. And you should too. Lion Country Kia. 1334 Dryville Street, off Shiloh Road, behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things,
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
The Fox,
your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox.